Hey guys, I'm Bryson here, and today we're going to talk about exactly buying a townhouse for 252K. Now, I'm not mad at you, don't worry here, but overall, I've heard rumors that this lady only put that around 1.82% on this property. So today I want to find out exactly why she bought it, how she bought it, and what the entire deal here actually is. Now, this is obviously millennial money. However, I love details, I love budgets, I love income, I love expenses. So I want to know all the details here because guess what? I'm nosy, just like you probably ever watch this channel. So let's find out, guys. And as always, if you guys are new here, make sure you go ahead and like this video. That's the only way I know you like this content. On top of that, also subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified every time I post a new video every single day at 6 p.m. If you want content earlier, let me know. I'll switch the time around. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, let's get started, guys, okay? Without further ado, how much money did you spend on this entire townhouse?
My name is Crystal Nyankusi. I am 30.
Crystal Jacuzzi. Crystal Kusi. I think it's Crystal Kusi. And June Kusi.
Years old, and I just bought my first home in Lawrenceville, Georgia.
How do you guys feel about townhouses? I don't like them that much because basically, if the neighbor's house burns down, well, yours burns down immediately, okay? If they have a problem, you might have a problem also. That's what the only thing I don't like about townhomes at all.
Which is about 30 minutes from Atlanta.
And by the way, most likely, you have all these little townhomes here, which basically means also an HOA, which means like all these little rules about things, which by the way, aren't always bad, but not always like the best thing, okay? So there's a lot of caveats to this. By caveat, I mean there's little things that you might not actually want. By the way, the sign to the street is actually covered, but I'm pretty sure I can find it if I do some Google investigations.
My home was $252,000.
Crystal down payment was 1.8%. What that tells me is basically Crystal cannot afford a decent down payment, honestly. That's what it tells me. Usually 10% to 20% is what I recommend. 20% means you avoid PMI, private mortgage insurance, and that's usually what you want to do.
I am a recruiter at one of the big 4 accounting firms, and I work from home and make $95,000 a year.
Wow. So where's your money at? Like, why put down that little bit of money? $95,000 a year, and she's like one of those big recruiters at one of those accounting firms. Okay, that's pretty cool. But where is the money at?
So this home is approximately 1,850 square feet.
That is amazing. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. New York, 700 square feet, maybe 900 square feet. Okay, this room is like 50 square feet. I don't even know what to tell you guys. Small.
And it has 3 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms.
That sounds like to me like 3 bedrooms. You could probably do house hacking, but then again, it's an older lady, makes a lot of money comparatively, and the idea is she could just use those rooms for whatever she actually wants. So when she's ready to have kids and so on.
My living space, which includes my kitchen, one of my favorite parts of the home, as I do love to cook.
Is that tuna? I love tuna, guys. I love tuna.
I love to bake.
Well, I don't think that's tuna, but my fiance and me went on this picnic and she made me tuna sandwiches. Best thing I ever had in my whole life, guys. It's been forever.
I love to entertain. The base floor has a powder room and
what's the powder room?
The living space, kitchen.
I think that's where ladies go in to put in powder, guys. Pretty obvious question. I don't know why I asked.
And a dining space as well, while the upper level has all the bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms.
Oh, she's using one of the bedrooms for like a little office and stuff like that. Not bad, not bad.
And a laundry room. And here we have...
I love houses with laundry rooms because it's a lot easier, you know? New York, everything is like, you gotta go outside to the laundry. I can't, like right now, I'm wearing low on laundry, guys. So that's why I'm wearing like this t-shirt. I'm probably gonna go tomorrow to the lady and have her wash my laundry because I don't want to stay in the laundromat for 3 hours just doing laundry.
Have the master.
Or maybe I'll go after this video. Who knows?
Living space, which includes my lovely bed. The theme from this.
By the way, guys, these like designs, man, it must have been expensive to design and decorate this home like that. It looks nice, honestly. It looks very pretty. Very, very pretty. She could probably have a job in like interior design.
The room is definitely dreamy and chic.
Expenses. Let's talk about it. This lady has to have a massive amount of money in her investment account and also, for example, her savings, right? It has to. But why put that only 1.8%?
Being a first-time home buyer, I was told that there were so many different opportunities and so many different...
Home buyer not homeowner. You become a homeowner once you own that home. Most likely 30 years.
Different grants and assistance programs that would be able to assist me while on my search. Unfortunately, I did not qualify for a lot of the assistance programs here in Georgia due to income.
Yeah, she makes a lot of money, man.
And or various other factors. I decided to find a neighborhood and explore lenders that way after I decided on.
Guys, for context, $252,000, right? Multiplied by 0.20, that's around a $50,000 down payment. 2 years of savings, right? With $95,000 in income, guys could have gotten this house easy, right? I don't understand the idea of like putting down 1.8%. But let's keep watching and see what's going on here. I'm either gonna like this video or dislike it. Wait to see and find out.
Where I wanted to live versus getting pre-approved on the front end. I know a big misconception I had when I was looking, I thought I had to put down.
Wow, $4,570, bro. By the way, the good thing about putting down a large down payment is basically you have to pay less money towards the mortgage. Well, not less money. Like your mortgage is obviously going to be lower, right? Because you owe less money. That's the core idea. On top of it, put down 20%, you also avoid PMI, private mortgage insurance, which might cost, for example, a few $100s per year. Okay, you want to avoid all those things. And obviously, you have to finish paying this off as fast as possible, right? Because the goal is to own this property, not to buy a property you can't afford. That's not what you want.
That 20% to get a home.
$10,000, which includes her down payment and closing costs. Wow. Closing costs were so little. Closing costs usually like around like 3-5% of the property value. Not that bad.
I would say some of the hard things or kind of like realities of owning a home by yourself is it is by yourself.
By the way, the one thing I never understood, well, I never liked was the idea of owning like a big home because I don't like cleaning, guys. So the idea, the things I think about, right? But I like this little room here. And it's sometimes a mess. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest here. I can't picture owning like this massive house by myself and having to clean it. It'll be like a nightmare for me. Like it's like Shaquille O'Neal. He owned a house with like 30 bathrooms, something like that, like 15 bathrooms, and like half of the house would break down because basically no one would go to that side. You need that. This is a decent house, by the way. It's not like a crazy house, but it'll be pretty big for me at least.
Your income is on you, your credit score is just on you, and obviously once you move in, all the expenses are on you.
Wow, so here we have the expenses, right? Mortgage is $1,461. Obviously, she didn't put that much money towards the mortgage. On top of that, property tax is $252, utilities $252, PMI, private mortgage insurance, obviously. By the way, wow. So we're talking about if this lady makes $95,000, right, divided by 12, that's around $8,000. No, let's say $7,500, right? Let's say $7,000 after taxes, all that stuff, right? So now we're talking about $7,000. But she pays $2,248 divided by $7,000. In reality, she's only spending around like 32% of her money on this property. Not that bad at all. But however, if she bought this property on a 30-year mortgage, it could be bad. The rule is no more than 33% of your monthly income with a 15-year mortgage. I'm guessing she got a 30-year mortgage. Let's find out.
So that has probably been some of the toughest things for me to kind of come to reality with.
Yes, private mortgage insurance is higher risk.
I did feel worried taking on an additional debt. The only thing that really kind of gave me solace was that I knew a home would be more of a long-term investment.
A home is interesting, right? But a home is more like security than it is an investment. It's a way to lower your monthly costs if you're smart about it, right? But in reality, it's kind of like you're living there, there's maintenance, there's costs associated with it. So by the time it actually appreciates, you're basically just like cutting it even in a way. So the way I see my first home is more about like a foundation security, not really like an investment. Investment is usually like the cash flow ones, you know, like your rental properties or your investments in the stock market and so on. But a home is more like security than it is for investment, at least in my book and the way I see it. Has about $78,000 in outstanding debt. Guys, something is wrong here, okay? Something is wrong here. Now she owes $200,000 in this mortgage and also an extra $78,000 in other debt. Where's the rest of the debt? Let's find out, okay? I'm not happy, and so far this video is looking like a dislike to me. It sounds like impatience in my book. Usually you want to wait until you pay off all your debt before you go ahead and get yourself into more debt with a massive mortgage. Common advice. Wow, wow. Student loan debt, 25K. Easily can erase that. Car loan debt, $47,000. For what? For what? Credit card debt, $5,600. Insane. Insanity. How can you get rich or wealthy paying somebody 18% to 25% to 30%? The answer is you just don't. Okay? You don't. And on top of that, now you have this mortgage. It's like a piece of her income is just getting taken out and taken out and taken out. Not good idea at all, Christian. Not a good idea. Or Crystal, sorry about that. At all, Crystal. Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it.
This year, I plan to host Thanksgiving, so I'm excited.
I wonder if she financed those little like things. What do you call like the furniture and stuff like that? When she financed it, or if she actually bought it.
Extend the table out and have my family in town here as well. So my parents immigrated here from Ghana.
Yeah, as I thought, guys, as I thought. It is very uncommon for women from Ghana to be moving out by themselves without getting married. It's just tradition. My friend, I can't say his name obviously for private reasons, but he's a guy and it's also like a hard time for him to basically move out, okay? And his sisters, though, it's gonna be even a tougher time. He tells me this all the time, Tommy. It's just even harder and harder and harder, okay? But people are starting to smoothen out a little bit. Like as soon as you get, for example, kind of like traditional wise, like in America and stuff like that. But yeah, tradition is very hard in this culture and also in other cultures.
Which is in West Africa, to live the American dream and make a better life for themselves.
For the past 30 years, Crystal lived in Virginia with her parents and 3 sisters. Yeah. And by the way, it's not that hard to get married, guys. They find you a husband just like this, but usually it's like a very old way to do things, right? It's like an arranged marriage and stuff like that. Usually you don't want those. A lot of women don't want those, okay? But it's research that shows basically love marriages actually don't work out as much as, for example, arranged marriages. Kind of crazy, right? But really true.
I knew back in about 2018 that I wanted to move out of my parents' house the following year. First reason why I chose Atlanta, Georgia was cost of living. Definitely way more affordable for someone, especially on a single income. And then,
by the way, it's interesting, you know, if I were her and I could do my job from anywhere, I probably would have chose Florida, you know, no income tax. So that probably would have been a much better deal. Or Puerto Rico, you have no income tax. And also, for example, you can get away without paying the federal tax under Act 20. There's a lot of other places out there, but Georgia is just a lot more homey. You know what I mean? A lot more homey. A lot more people that are just like you.
Then secondly, I was just able to find more of what I was looking for in terms of a new construction. And then also being in a more metropolitan suburban area.
Wow, so she bought a home, guys, fairly quickly. We call that house fever. Well, Dave Ramsey calls that house fever. When people are just itching to buy a house and buy whatever they can as fast as possible, right? You gotta be patient, man. Patience is key. Patience is key. It's so key.
So my realtor met me here with the keys and, you know, gave me a quick tour of the place.
What car does she have? Go back, guys.
Realtor met me here with the keys.
Okay. And I think that's is that an Acura? That's an Acura, right? An Acura, well, ACURA? That's what the car is, right? And she paid $50,000 for this car, something like that. It's insane, man. Insanity.
You know, gave me a quick tour of the place. And then once he was leaving, he just looked at me and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, yeah, this just all felt really surreal that, you know, I was standing in something that was mine.
The house is beautiful, but you gotta focus on owning it, man. And you have such a wonderful income, like you have the opportunity to just basically wipe off all this debt in a year, but sell the car and then pay off this house as fast as possible. That way you actually own it.
And that I had worked hard to get, and now it was kind of like my baby to help raise and groom.
Crystal spent $2,600 on new appliances such as a washer, dryer. It doesn't come with the, oh yeah, because usually is the old owners that buy all this stuff. Well, actually have it just included with the whole purchase price, right? Interesting. That fridge though, all that juice. But she grabbed the water though. Her total moving costs were only $1,500. Not bad.
The only thing is, I wish I could have gotten a better interest rate.
3.7%. That's not that bad at all, man. Over 30 years, you know, guys. Like I told you, right? She probably spent way too much money in this house. With the math we did, she's around 32%, but this is on a 30-year mortgage. With a 15-year mortgage, it's probably gonna be well over like 40%, right? Somewhere around that. She can't afford this home. I'm just being honest, right? The idea is you gotta pay off what you owe, right? Pay off that debt you owe. If you want to stay there, fine, right? But focus on paying this off as fast as possible. The thing with recruiters is, you know, you can have a job today, but you can not have a job tomorrow, right? Because it's that easy, right? But just be careful with the stuff, man. Don't fall in love with a house. It's just an asset. It's just there for your security. It's like fall in love with a car. It's so stupid, right? Like it's just a car. It's easier from point A to B. Fall in love with people, your family, and things like that. Those people actually like reflect love to you, right? But material things just don't make any sense. I don't like it.
Maybe doing it now during the pandemic.
It's sad too. This woman is such a beautiful interior designer, man. She's doing amazing work here, honestly, right? She could probably even do like a whole thing.
Times when interest rates were a little bit lower than when I initially went under contract in October. I wish that I would have saved more money outside of closing costs and down payment, because
it's interesting how she has like a whole face of makeup and stuff, and she's wearing all these fancy clothes when she's like with the whole interview as she's working. But I'm pretty sure she doesn't work like that, man. If I if I had a job, bro, I would be like that guy that had like a whole suit on and like he was wearing no pants on. How do you guys know I'm wearing pants? You don't know. I guess you'll never find out.
Once I did move in, although, you know, my closing costs and down payment were completed, I think I only had about $2,000 left at that time.
It's ridiculous. It's not funny at all. I'm not laughing, guys. None of this is funny, right? How do you make so much money and all you have is $2,000? It's ridiculous. Like, where is your money going? $95,000 while you're living with your parents, you don't know where the money's going. But then again, you know, a lot of these cultures, they send money over to their parents, right, to help them out and stuff like that. It's just the way it works. I understand it, you know, but you're not sending them all your money. You know what I mean? So there has to be some habits here that are just like toxic, not good at all.
To furnish the rest of the home, or to furnish the home. I wish that I would have saved an additional $10K before moving in.
I wish you would have paid all your debt before you moved in, right? Just saying.
I came back, the home was so quiet. I was like, oh, this is not the same. It's kind of lonely.
It is a lot different, you know, but it is also like a part of maturity. I'm looking forward to that also, but it's also scary, you know, moving out from your parents. By the way, I live with my mom. Hasn't been here for like months now. She's been in DR for like, I don't know, like 6 months almost, right? But it is weird, you know, when you're all by yourself, you're used to having like, for example, hearing the noise in the living room or like your sister crying, whatever it is, right? Normal stuff. But when it's lonely, it's just you know, and that's a part of like growing up, you know, getting like a fiance, potentially getting married pretty soon. That's the beautiful thing, you know, having my own kids, having my own family, and switching my allegiance to like my wife and my family, you know. Looking forward to it.
Moving down to Atlanta on faith, I did not have and still don't really have too many friends.
It's so hard to make friends sometimes, especially when your job is basically remote, right? Because you're like basically at home all day. So when do you have time to meet people? Well, you got to go out there and put yourself out there. But she looks like she has some friends now.
And obviously my family is based out of the DMV area.
Well, this is her family, okay.
Yeah, so I did make a
Who's here? I think that's her mom, and this is like her friends. Pretty cool.
Sacrifice moving down here by myself, and also moving in a home by myself as well without any roommates. So
I would consider having roommates, honestly, right? Not that bad. She has 2 extra bedrooms. Have some roommates. That helps you, for example, with the mortgage, extra income, get a second job, pay off all that debt. Not a bad idea, you know. A little adversity always does the soul well.
Buying a home has made me happier because it's made me feel more independent. It's made me.
How do you feel independent when you have all this debt? You know what I mean?
Feel like I have something that's truly mine, and
it's not yours yet. It's the bank's. And if you want to find out, just don't pay. They'll take it from you.
Something that I can fix up in the way that I would like, and not have to get anyone else's opinion on it. And if I come in and I don't like something, it's my responsibility to change it up. So it's definitely given me more of a sense of being more of an adult, and just made me a little bit more.
This is a 30-year-old lady, guys, okay? 30-year-old lady is talking about independence and also like adulthood and making decisions. And by the way, I see 18 years olds like do this stuff all the time where they move out when they're not ready, right? I don't know where her money has been spent for such a long time, but to tell me you've been working this job for a while now, making $95,000 a year, and all you had was around $20,000 to your name when you were buying this house. How is that possible, right? It just doesn't make sense. I'm just being honest, right? Well, it makes sense when you spend all your money, right? But it's strange.
Or responsible, especially when it comes to finances.
One thing I do like, it seems like this lady is cooking a lot at home, which that also saves her money. I'm pretty happy about that.
It has made me, and I would consider this kind of like my word for the year, is being fearless. Cause
fearless. I'm so fearless, guys.
I feel like if I can do this, I can do so many other things.
Fearless or responsibility avoidance, right? Because you owe a lot of money in this car. You know, rich people, guys, get very wealthy by living in middle-class neighborhoods looking like they're poorer than everybody else. Middle-class people get very poor very quickly by living in middle-class neighborhoods and basically trying to act like they're upper class, right? It's a very strange place, you know.
Things that I thought I couldn't do, you know, I can do it on my own. I can definitely do it with somebody else.
Alright guys, so overall, that is the end of this video. Buying a 252K. Now tell me, will you like this video or will you dislike this video? Well, I'll dislike this video and I'll tell you why. I did not like the strategy here. I did not like the impatience here. I did not like the Russian part here, right? What it showed me is basically, how do you go buy a home when you owe 25K in student loan debt, right? When you owe $40,000 in this car loan, on top of like around $5,000 in credit card debt, right? It's insane. And how is that possible when you basically make $95,000 a year and you had to put down 1.8% because you basically didn't have enough money? You know, there's obviously a big hole in her bucket. So whenever she's making money, you fill up all that water, it's just all escaping. And I honestly don't understand it. But overall, my advice would be this, because the goal here is not to make fun of people. I'm being honest here. The goal here is to help people. Okay, that's all I really want to do here. So if I were in her place, what would you do, Tommy? What would you do here? Overall, the first thing is basically, I want to get out of debt. That's the first thing. I want to consider, do I want to keep this house for now or do I want to sell this house? It depends, you know, on the market and everything else. If I'm going to keep that house, okay, but let me pay off all of this debt. That is my priority. Once the debt is paid off, build up a full-blown emergency account, start investing into your Roth IRA and also your 401k account, maybe 10, 15%. And then you want to potentially refinance to a 15-year mortgage and also lower your interest rates. But maybe just keep the same mortgage and just basically say, hey, I'm going to treat it like a 15-year mortgage and pay a bunch of money towards it. But then the big risk is basically that you fall into this into this problem where, hey, some days I'll pay, some days I won't. But the goal is you have to have a strict budget to follow through with this, okay? And once this house is paid off, then you have buy a house, a car you can't afford, but you want to buy because you have the cash for it. Great, go ahead and buy it. I'm happy. I don't care, right? But this way you can buy it in cash. That's the idea, but you don't want to go into so much debt. And that's why I dislike this video. The lady is amazing. I think her name is Crystal. Amazing. Great at interior design. Super happy to watch this whole thing. But the answer is, I'm not going to be a liar here. I'm not going to sit here and act like there's not a problem here. There's a problem here, okay? And that's just the truth, guys, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you want me to react to a video, well, comment down below, let me know. If you want to call me about finance, money, real estate, stocks, whatever it is, well, give me a call on my third channel, link down below, where I call you and talk to you one-on-one, and all calls are free for 30 minutes from Monday to Friday. And also, my main channel is down there. Subscribe, all that stuff. Also, subscribe and hit the bell on this channel. That way I know you like these videos. And also, destroy the like button so the algorithm can actually see this content, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Follow me on Instagram, Bryson. And before I go, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate whether it's 8 of you, or 20 of you, or 1,000 of you, or 1,000,000 of you. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this content. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and peace.